Hello, my name is Sebbi and welcome back to the coffee break in Minecraft. Today is Sunday, October 2nd, 2016. Wow, what a crazy week in terms of spaceflight news. That's so amazing. At first, on Tuesday, Elon Musk revealed his vision of colonizing Mars. And then, a free arrow, thank you. And then on Friday, September 30th, Rosetta landed on the surface of Comet 67P. Wow, that's absolutely insane. So many things are going on, and so I think they will keep me busy for the rest of the episode. But first, I need to find out what I was up to. I think I was about to remove all the snow in my park to get an idea where I have stone and where I have dirt, and so I think I will just continue with this task while I discuss all the spaceflight news. So on Tuesday, Elon Musk revealed his vision of colonizing Mars. That's absolutely crazy. He revealed his new project, the interplanetary travel ship, I guess it's called. And yeah, this is really a gigantic spaceship where I think 100 people or so can, or the thing is intended to bring 100 people or so to Mars, and that's really insane when you think about this. And yeah, also he's about to develop, I think I should clean a little bit the inventory before I will continue. Of course, he needs a new booster, and so he's also building a special booster for this. It's not like the Falcon 9 Heavy, where he just straps some more Falcon 9 rockets together. No, in this case he develops, or SpaceX intends to develop a brand new booster, and this thing will be absolutely crazy. It is about the size of the Saturn V rocket, but it will have, I think, 3 times the power of a Saturn V or so. So this thing will be really powerful, and yeah, this thing will be then used to launch those gigantic spaceships into orbit. Then this gigantic booster will return to Earth, will land back at the launch pad in order to get refueled, and also in order to, well, that they install a tanker on top of the booster. This tanker is in the, well, uses the same spacecraft design of the interplanetary travel ship, but instead of transporting people, it will transport just fuel. And so this tanker will rendezvous with the interplanetary travel ship in Earth orbit, refuel it, because they want to launch the travel ship as light as possible to be able to have as much cargo on board, and then over time they will refuel it. So it's a little bit like when you prepare your interplanetary missions in Kerbal Space Program. Also, you launch your interplanetary travel ship, and then you bring up the fuel so that you can fly out to Duna or wherever you want to go. And so it's a little bit the same idea with the interplanetary travel ship. And yeah, that's really an interesting plan. It sounds really amazing, really gigantic. And yeah, then once they have a launch window, they will begin their journey. And Elon Musk even dreams of having multiple of those interplanetary travel ships in orbit. So once they have a launch window, they will start to fly together out to Mars. So it's really here some kind of convoy, some kind of space convoy. Dang it, leaving for Mars, and that's crazy. That's really crazy. So yeah, by the way, the booster then, after it has deployed the interplanetary travel ship in orbit, I already talked about this, will return to the launch pad, will land again at the launch pad. So it's the same thing as they tried to do with their Falcon 9 rockets by now. it will get refueled, the tanker will be installed on top of the booster, and then it will fly back into space to refuel the interplanetary travel ship. Then the booster, of course, will land again, will do the same thing. So they think about using or reusing the booster 1,000 times or so before they need to well, retire it. And yeah, that's pretty amazing. The tanker, of course, will also return, get refurbished, get refueled, and then head back into space to refuel the next interplanetary travel ship. So that's really an ambitious plan, and it sounds really interesting what Elon Musk has in stock for us. However, I'm not quite convinced with the general plan. I mean, yeah, the idea of having this gigantic ship, and dang it, how do I get now the snow? I guess I need to do this, which is a little bit sad, but I think that's the way to remove the snow. All right. Because there are a few things where I'm not quite sure. So, for instance, he said, yeah, there might be some protection against radiation, but the most important thing would be to protect the passengers when there is a solar flare or so. So I think this whole radiation protection system isn't that far developed, and they need to put some more thoughts into it. Then, oh, by the way, oh dang it, so much about my shovel. Another interesting thing is this. Okay, before I talk about the flaws of the plan, I should finish talking about the plan. So the interplanetary travel ship. Oh, there's even more snow. Okay, I will deal with this later on. Now here, what do I like to do? I think I like to bring the hedge around here, and then over here. Maybe I will remove this rock. I like to have some kind of fence. Yeah, let's have some fence here where we have this rocky part. Just need to find the right elevation. I think the right elevation would be down here, so I need to remove all this snow. Okay, this will be quite a lot of work. I guess I should craft a new shovel. The boots are still in a decent shape. I don't need to craft new boots. Okay, continuing on. The interplanetary travel ships leave for Mars. They arrive at Mars, and they will land at Mars. So the whole ship will enter the Martian atmosphere. In order to land on there, they will use the same propulsive landing system. So they will land on some landing legs, and yeah, there the colonists or astronauts can get out of the ship, can do the experiments, can do their colonization stuff, and later on the ship will leave Mars again and fly back home. So this whole interplanetary ship will be constantly flying back and forth between Mars and land down there, get refueled, fly back. So that's really an ambitious plan, and it's really a great plan. So also, I'm still a little bit amazed, overwhelmed by all the things I wanted to discuss. And as you know, I'm doing this all the time off the cuff. So yeah, maybe I should. Well, I'm saying this so many times. I should prepare, but no. Why should I prepare? Because when it's so scatter-minded, it feels better, I guess. And yeah, so because it has this propulsive landing system and does not rely on parachutes, it can basically land everywhere. So Elon Musk even had the idea, hey, we could fly to Enceladus, or we can fly to one of the other moons, land on one of the other moons, and explore those moons or so. Because, yeah, this is really the advantage. When you don't have parachutes, you don't need an atmosphere. You can land everywhere, and that's really a neat idea. Okay, now I need a lot of... Okay, I have some oak left. I have a few oak fences, but I need a lot of more fences. Now let's see that I get this right. I like to have the fence here. I can have the fence around here. This will be a little weird to have this shape. I can then get up here. This would be no problem. Okay, I think I need to remove those stone blocks here. And I can continue this way and connect it with the hedge. Yeah, this sounds like a decent plan. I just need a lot of oak wood by now. So, do I have some more oak somewhere? I need to check this. Or will I transition to the jungle wood? Because I have plenty of jungle wood, I guess. I have so much jungle wood. I need to see, how does a jungle wood fence look like? Is there even a thing like a jungle wood fence? Okay, now I need those things and fence. I guess fence was this, indeed. Jungle fence. Okay, how does a jungle fence look like? Yeah, it's a little bit more reddish. It's not so wide. I think this could be... Yeah, I think I will go for a jungle wood fence. I think this looks much better because it has a little bit of a warmer color. Okay, I like it. I like it a lot. So, yeah, it can land everywhere, and that's pretty cool. Also, he came up with an idea of having some kind of refueling station, so especially for Mars. He's quite sure that, well, they are all the ingredient they need in order to generate rocket fuel. And, alright, this worked better. And, yeah, so no, this, am I using spruce? What am I using here? This is what? Spruce fans. Okay, I'm using spruce fans. Well, the spruce looks even... Okay, let me just see. Ah, dang it, I have so much to discuss. I can't now do this. I can't have those issues here. Yeah, I think the brighter color looks even better. Yeah, I think the brighter color looks better. This is way too dark. Okay, let's do this. I guess. Hopefully this will work out well. Oh, I need to craft now all those fences. Does it look better or not? I'm so indecisive. But yeah, I think the brighter color looks better. All right. Yeah, he's even dreaming of a refueling system so that they generate fuel on the surface of Mars. And yeah, he has the dream, let's say, okay, when we have those refueling stations all across the solar system or so, in the end we can fly out to Pluto or so and explore Pluto. So he really has some ambitious ideas and plans, and all of this sounds interesting. So yeah, we need to see how things will plan out once he gets closer to final or to finishing those. The first booster and does the first test flight. Okay, I wanted to discuss some issues I have with this because on the one hand he wasn't so specific about the protection system against the radiation, and yeah, this might be a problem. The next thing is he's developing this gigantic booster with the goal of colonizing Mars, but on the one hand, there's a spider. On the one hand, we do have so many issues on our own world. And what about solving those issues at first before we start to go for Mars? The next thing is he's also thinking of, hey, we could terraform Mars. So there is... Okay, this looks weird. There is... once we warm up Mars, there will be enough well, we can have an atmosphere, and yeah, he really has the idea, but well, we still have issues here on Earth. I mean, what about when we solve those issues first? Also, yes, we are apparently experts in rising the generally global temperature of a planet or so, as we do right now with our planet, and this will become a serious problem if we don't reduce our emissions. But now we want to suddenly fly over to a different planet and start to mess around with this atmosphere, although we haven't even figured a way how we can deal or save our planet. So I'm not quite sure if this is really the right way. The next thing is he's dreaming of his colonization. Sure, that's definitely a great thing, but you need to survive down there. So flying over to Mars is one thing, but in the end, living there is a completely different challenge. I mean, we need to have some habitat modules also, so something where we are protected against the harsh environment until this planet is turned into something more habitable. And then the next challenge is, I mean, our bodies are, well, the result of so many millions of years of evolution, basically. And then we are flying to Mars, where the gravity is completely different. So I don't know. I mean, yeah, sure, it might work for a few years or so, but over time, I guess the body will lose all its strengths. And Elon Musk was at first so happy. He tried to sell this like, okay, it will be quite fun when you are on Mars, and you can lift things, you can jump around, and you will feel quite strong and so on. Sure, that's true for the first days, but when you consider living there for many years, your body will be also affected by the lesser gravity. So do we need then special gyms where we can have training like the astronauts on board of the International Space Station so that we can keep our strengths? Or is this basically a one-way ticket? Once you are for a certain time on Mars, you can't really return to Earth, or you will have serious issues to overcome the stronger gravity or so. So there are some issues where he wasn't so specific about. And yeah, as I said, I really like those ideas, but I guess there's so much more to do. And yeah, especially we are having so many issues here on Earth. What about solving those issues first before we start to mess around with a whole new planet? I mean, yeah, we are doing so many mistakes here, so I guess we need to improve on that before we start to mess around with a different planet. And yeah, all in all, it's really an ambitious plan, building this interplanetary travel ship, flying to Mars. All of this might work out, but still, I think there's so much more we need to have in place. And just saying, okay, I'm building the rocket and now we are able to fly to Mars might be true, but the whole idea of colonization and living there, bringing people there. He even has the dream, like with the aircrafts right now. I mean, a Boeing 737 or so costs several millions, and we can fly cheaply because we reuse the plane. And so this is also the idea with his reusable spacecraft. By reusing the spacecraft, it will become way more cheap, so that you can fly to Mars for, let's say, $140,000 to $200,000 or so. Still, this is a nice price, but when you compare to several millions, to fly to the International Space Station now, then this is of course a good offer. But until they get to this point, I mean, they need to have the whole system. It needs to be reliable. They need to test this, that the thing can survive the entry into the Martian atmosphere, that it can land there, that it can leave the surface again. So there's so much more to do. There's so much more to achieve. And yeah, of course, dream big. It's an ambitious plan, but I think the plan still has a lot of flaws. But nevertheless, it was a really interesting hearing from Elon Musk how he envisions the idea to fly to Mars and to live there. And yeah, we will see what the future has in stock for us. We will see if this will really become reality, or if, well, he has to at some point abandon this idea, or things change. And as I said, it's nice, but I think there are so many challenges to overcome. So yeah, we will see. Nevertheless, the idea of reusing this whole thing and having refueling stations everywhere sounds really amazing. And yeah, so I start to ramble around. I think I forgot many important things I wanted to discuss, and I wanted to mention about the idea of flying to Mars and Elon Musk's idea of having this interplanetary travel ship. But I think it's time to move. Oh dear, the sun is about to set. That's basically a good segue to the Rosetta mission, because the Rosetta mission was ended with this grand finale because the space probe was getting farther and farther away from the sun, and so it would have run out of electricity. It wouldn't have been able to generate enough power, so in the end it would have shut down eventually because no more power. But yeah, so they came up with the idea, instead of letting the spacecraft die, we can have a grand finale and we can land the thing on the surface of the comet, and during the descent we can even do some measurements, we can take some pictures. That's what they did. They began the descent to the surface of the comet. Thursday night they did the deorbit burn, and then this spacecraft descended from an altitude of 19 kilometers, I guess, to the surface, and finally the signal was lost on Friday, September 30th, 1319 Central European Summer Time. And as there is a 40 minutes transmission delay between the comet and our Earth, as the comet is already 4.81 astronomical units away from us, the spacecraft might have landed around 1240 Central European Summertime on the surface. And once it touched the surface, it of course had an anomaly, and they deployed a patch, or uploaded a patch to the spacecraft that will make ensure once this anomaly happens, this the spacecraft will get passivated, so that that the transmitter is switched off, and the thing is basically at the end of its lifespan and can now rest forever. So this was really amazing, and they transmitted so much data back, they transmitted so many images back. I'm not quite sure what the last image is. Very, very close to the surface, unfortunately, as the cameras on board of the Rosetta spacecraft weren't designed for those close-up pictures. They weren't as crisp and clear as the images from orbit, but still it was very, very cool seeing those rocks getting closer and larger and larger, and seeing more of the landing site. So it's really cool. And also when you think of, well, this thing was just before landing and it managed to transmit this picture back. So this was really cool. And now Rosetta is reunited with Philae, and both spacecraft can now rest on the surface of Comet 67P. And it was a fantastic mission. It was really a great mission. I also can fully agree with Matt Taylor, the lead scientist of this project, who said, well, Rosetta is like a rock band. So right now it's really on the top. It has really the best performance right now. And they won't let this mission end like an old rock band where they are too old to really play the instruments anymore. So no, we want to end this with a grand finale. Let's have some fun. Let's end the mission at the best point for Rosetta instead of letting it slowly die. So yeah, this was fantastic. I'm quite sure when I will now edit this episode and rewatch it, I will hear, okay, I forgot to mention this about the interplanetary travel ship, or I forgot this to mention about Rosetta. So I think maybe on Wednesday I will continue with this topic, or maybe you have some questions about Rosetta or the ITS. So please let me know in the comment section, and I hope I will see you again on Wednesday. Until then, I hope I can go to bed. Until then, my name is Sebbi. See you!